Hello folks, the Y Guy here again, and welcome to my home on this very cold day, and I do mean welcome into my home. I initially tried to do this video outside, and man, the wind was blowing, and of course the rumbling on the microphone was part of it, but I was so cold I couldn't think straight. So here I am in my dining room. Welcome to my dining room, all right? Look me up on Facebook, all right, if you'd like, under the Y Guy, or my avatar, John Anthony Jones. Please leave, comment, subscribe. You know, you've heard the whole spiel before, all right? To my YouTube channel, please. And when you leave comments, please be polite about it. The name of this video is called The Y Guy Gets Where You're Coming From. All right? Now, look, I really do. I get it. Now, I used to be where you're at now. And that's not a condescending sentence or statement, because you'll understand the context here in just a moment. But I used to be exactly where you're at now. All right? And it's not a put down. I'm not any better than you. I'm not making a judgment call. It's just, that's the facts. And for over 30 years, now you'll understand, for over 30 years, I endorsed, I believed, and I promoted the doctrine of hell. You know, at the same time, as I was doing that for over 30 years, I've been walking with the Lord roughly 40. At the same time, I was leading praise and worship in various fellowships in all sorts of different denominations and non-denominational. Now, just off topic for a moment so that you can understand my heart. When it comes to worship, my motive for doing so had absolutely nothing to do with me being seen or heard. All right? I hope that makes sense. But, you know, using the eye of my imagination, every time I got up and stood before people, I didn't see them, all right? I was looking, in my eye of my imagination, I was looking into God's face, and I wanted to see a smile, all right? I wanted to see him laugh, and I wanted to see him have joy over me with singing. Now, for those of you that don't know that reference of that verse, look it up. It's pretty cool. So back to topic here. Now, there's nothing that anyone can say, nothing anybody can say to me on the subject of hell that I haven't heard before. Now, see, I'm teachable. I'm very teachable. I'm open. I try to, my heart tries to remain humble before God. I'm not so good at remaining too humble before men, because men are so abusive. Mankind, ladies, especially you guys sometimes. Wow. But anyway. But there's nothing that you can say on this subject that I haven't already heard or promoted myself. All right? So I can't help but to wonder when folks are trying to convince me the error of my ways, you know, what your motive is. I just can't, because of the comments that I've received, and the vast majority of them, I have to say, I can't believe that your motive is love. I just can't. And why? Because I don't see any fruit of love in any of your comments, or very few, I should say. You know, you continually quote, like I used to in the past, and actually I still do make this quote. You continue to quote one of the best Bible verses that's out there. It's the perfect love of God casts out fear. You know, but then you stop quoting. You do. And I'm talking in circles, in churches, and from the pulpit. You just stop quoting. And why is that? What, are you afraid of what comes next? You know, because in the same verse, in the same sentence, just with a comma, it says that fear of retribution. Some translation says fear of punishment from God. Now, folks, I'm not reaching here when I'm saying that doesn't hell best describe punishment and or retribution from God? Not trying to be a smart aleck here, but it does. And yet, the exact opposite of what that verse says, the second half of that verse says, the exact opposite is what's taught from the pulpits as if it was truth. Okay? I hope you're catching this. Now, see, that's why from my perspective, that's why I feel from my perspective that the motive is based on a lie. The motive for you trying to get me to change and return to what I perceive as vomit. I really do. I didn't mean to offend anyone by saying that. But that's how I perceive it now. Anyway, I perceive it as a lie rather than love. Now here's my conclusion to finish this video. Yes, I have been where you're at now. I really have. But now here's the problem, folks. You have never, ever been where I'm at. All right? You just haven't, or else you wouldn't leave the kind of comments you do. Now this is why I perceive your arguments as not having any validity. Well, that's one of many reasons. You know, I could get into scriptural reasons, which I have tons of, but the main reason is because you haven't, it's like, to add insult to injury, you folks won't even consider that there might be other possibilities for what you've been taught on the subject. You know, there just might be. But you're too afraid to open yourself up to other possibilities. See, I see the whole thing as irony. That you're afraid of being deceived by people like me, okay? You're just afraid of being deceived. Well, all the while you're walking in deception. Fear is the deception. There is no need to fear. Now, here's in closing, the last question I have for you to consider. What could possibly have happened to me? All right? What could possibly have happened to me? A 30-year veteran, walking with the Lord for about 40, a 30-year veteran of a hell doctrine, which I am, and I was a pillar and a leader in my local church. I was loved by everyone, trusted by everyone, you know, and I was respected by everyone attending. To now be 180 degrees out from that, to purposely go 180 degrees from that, and I was willing to lose respect of others and to lose my standing in my community and my church community. I'm no longer trusted, and the love for me is now, with some, has turned to disgust and judgment. You know, what could have possibly happened to me for me to say it was worth every bit of that? It really was. Now, shouldn't the reason of why it was worth it, doesn't that even pique just a little bit your curiosity or your interest, even just a little bit? Thank you for viewing.